This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. Are there demons in California's schools? Will there be? Is the Department of Education inviting demons into our classrooms? Israel 365 News reported the following on March 29. The Department of Education in California has approved a 900-page ethnic studies model curriculum designed to decolonize America. The curriculum's core promise is that it will help root out Christianity and the capitalism and racism that apparently came with it. Pupils are being instructed to pray in chants each day to Aztec Gods that formerly sacrificed and sometimes ate parts of children and their parents. The curriculum instructs the pupils to invoke these gods to empower themselves as social warriors. Students are encouraged to entreat Huitzilopochtli, who is a god of war and of sun, the sun who inspired hundreds of thousands of human sacrifices during the Aztec rule, so they are encouraged to entreat them to endow themselves with a revolutionary spirit in order to bring transformation in combating white supremacy, racism, and other forms of power and oppression. The article goes on to say, it's not enough, apparently, in today's ethnic studies to learn about other religions. Children must be made to practice those religions. The new curriculum recommends that teachers lead their students in a series of indigenous songs, chants, and affirmations, including an affirmation which appeals directly to the Aztec Gods. As the pupils chant and clap to the gods, including Tezcatlipoca, who is the vengeful god of night and sorcery, Quetzalcoatl, who is the feathered serpent regarded as a god of wind and rain, and Chipitotec, the life, death, rebirth deity, who wears a suit of flayed human skin, they will be instructed to seek healing beliefs. The students will shout, Panchepe, Panchepe, you are my other self, appealing to the gods to give them critical consciousness. So far, this article. Now, this would be a most blatant, blasphemous attempt of California's Department of Education to teach our children concepts and practices in complete violation of God's biblical commands not to do so. But there's another article, which was published by Village News, dated March 30. In fact, there are many articles on this topic. I'm just choosing those two. In a March 10 report about the curriculum published in City Journal, scholar Christopher Rufo detailed the radical ideas. The chants have a clear implication: the displacement of the Christian God and the restoration of the indigenous gods, Rufo said in City Journal. And then that article goes on to say, the ethnic studies curriculum may have been approved by the state education board, but it is still only a recommendation for districts that want to incorporate ethnic studies, and not yet a station-wide requirement. But you can be sure that many teachers, many schools will adopt this curriculum. And not only in California, because California, one of the most liberal states in the country, has been given the reputation of leading others to do it their way. So we will find, unfortunately, many other states in the US doing the same thing. Now, there is a very popular California fact-checking website. It's considered as one of the best by the left-wing mass media. And it's run by a couple in California, husband and wife. It's called Snoops. And they wrote something on March 31 saying these reports are mostly false. And that's what they wrote. The California curriculum, which schools can voluntarily adopt or not, suggests that students participate in a community chant that includes references to Tezcatlipoca and Huitzilopochtli, which are translated as self-reflection and the will to act, respectively. Some historical accounts describe those words as the names of gods to whom the Aztecs carried out human sacrifices. However, Tezcatlipoca and Huitzilopochtli are presented in the community chant not as gods of human sacrifice, but as the names of broad indigenous concepts that teach students self-reflection and action. Now, if this nonsense is just their opinion, it's one thing. But if this reflects the interpretation, the understanding of the California Board of Education, then this makes it even more horrible. Because then we have intentional deception, an attempt to cloud into mystery and secrecy what is really going on behind the scenes, because there can be no doubt that these names are the names of Aztec gods, or you might want to call them demons, being worshipped by people who don't understand any better. And these concepts, these demons, are then introduced to our students in California's schools. Now, many years ago, I did research regarding the so-called Transcendental Meditation movement, called TM, by their followers. It originated in India by a guru with the name of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and then the Beatles made it very popular in the Western world when they brought it from India to England and America and other places, basically John Lennon and George Harrison. And many celebrities and many high-ranking politicians have been practicing this TM, or are still doing it, and schools are still teaching it. I remember the former Prime Minister of Canada was a practitioner of TM, at least that's what the reports were saying. And in many cases, very odd and strange things happened to those people. I remember one report where a woman thought she was a witch from the Middle Ages, and she set herself on fire on the marketplace in Bonn, the city of Bonn, where I was studying law at the time. And many other horrible reports were published about reactions of people who were doing this TM practice. Now, they are given a word. They call it mantra. And they are supposed to then repeat this word over and over and over again silently. Sometimes 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. Some have been doing it for hours each day. And they are not being told what this mantra is all about. But it's the name of an Indian god. And of course in Hinduism, you know that Indian gods are sometimes good, sometimes bad, many times a mixture of good and evil. So people are communicating with demons without knowing it. They are calling upon those demons. And then they are surprised perhaps when there is a reaction in their lives. It's exactly the same thing which we are seeing happening right now in California when it comes to the Board of Education. Exactly the same thing. And if you are communicating, calling upon the names of demons, you will receive an answer. So let me just tell you, if you are a parent and you have children in school, you go to the teacher, you go to the principal, you tell them, my child is not going to participate in those activities. And if you are a child, if you are a young man, a young woman, you are going to tell your teachers, we are not going to participate in these activities. And if they don't listen, I'm telling the parents right now, you take your child out of that school and you find another school where this nonsense, this blasphemous, dangerous nonsense is not being practiced. Stand up, because frankly, you are doing yourself, if you are a young man, a young woman, or if you are a parent, your children, a great, great disservice if you don't. Now, we have prepared a free booklet on angels, demons, and the spirit world. Most people don't believe in demons today. And if they do, they have no concept as to what demons are up to. Demons are called familiar spirits. They are wanting to familiarize themselves with you. And you call upon them, and you can be rest assured you will get an answer, but it's not the kind of answer you would like. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for heeding this warning. And until next time, this is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by The Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.